Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. I am back today to share with you a new project life layout with you. This is week 6, and that's June 6th to the 13th of this year. This layout was created entirely using Cricut Design Space. As always, I always use Cricut Design Space to, first of all, design all of my layouts before I physically put them together. What I really wanted to do for this particular spread is to incorporate lots of print and cut images and drawn phrases and images as well. So really the only writing that I did in this layout is where the title is, but there are a few print and cut images that I added in this layout as well. And actually there's some that I forgot to add as well. This took me nearly a week to put together just because life kept interrupting and life happens, right? So it took quite a while to put together, and when I finally found the time to sit down and put it together, I forgot that I had originally wanted to leave space for some of the print and cut images, but I forgot. So I will save those for another time. You'll also notice too that some of the journal cards are actually not really journal cards at all. They are print and cut images that I created with my Cricut and then sized to 3x4 inches and threw into the 3x4 inch pockets. So where am I in this spread right now? Right now I am working on an flip flap that I'm adding to one of the 3x4 inch pockets. I found that as I was putting this layout together, I had a lot more things to say about that particular topic than I originally realized. So to get around that, I decided to put those photos into a flip flap and then decorate around it. So on this particular flip flap, I'd already printed my picture. It roughly measures 2 3/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches tall. So it's 2 3/4 wide by 1 3/4 tall. And I needed to fill the white space at the top of the journal card, which is just plain white cardstock that I trimmed down to 3x4 inches. Originally, my journaling was going to go into that spot, but like I said, I had a lot more words to share and it wasn't going to fit into that space. So I needed to come up with an alternative. So I found this stamp in my stash. It is from Close to My Heart. It is a current stamp as well, so I'll be sure to link it in the description box so you can go find it if you want to use this in your crafting. Doesn't have to be Project Life. I also used black ink, also from Close to My Heart, and also the flip flaps are Close to My Heart as well. So I'll link all of that down below. Later on in the video, I will come back to this card and add an image to the blank space that is at the top right of that phrase. I just felt like it needed a little bit of something, so I add a couple of stamped hearts, but we'll get to that in a little bit. On the inside of that flip flap is a journaling card from Close to My Heart as well. It is older, you're not going to find it in the shop anymore, but there are journal cards at Close to My Heart. So if you are a pocket page scrapbooker, they are a fantastic place to look for journaling cards. This card that I'm working on right now, the same thing happened. I had a lot to say about 23andMe, which by the way, I finally this week got my results back from my spit test, and I was floored by some of what they had to say. So I shared some of those here. I printed 2 photos at 3x4 inches, a little bit smaller than that actually, and I put them together on a scrap piece of white cardstock that was trimmed down to 4x6 inches. I'm going to attach that to pattern paper that was in my stash that I trimmed to 4x6 inches, also Close to My Heart. I think the majority of this layout is Close to My Heart. Just saying. I trimmed off the excess because a little bit of it was hanging off. On the back side, on this portion of this card, I wanted to fill it in with something, an image of some sort, and I pulled out these fabric banners, triangles from Ali Edwards. I have not used them yet. I think it came with the Awesome kit. And I thought that would work perfectly here. I did try using some red line tape, but I couldn't get the release tape off of it. So switched gears, used liquid glue instead to attach that to the back of that card. And I'll slip it back into the flip flap that I'm using. The flip flaps come in all different sizes. So the two that I'm using in this particular layout is 4 by 6 inches and 3 by 4, but they do come in other sizes as well. I do believe like 3 by 3 and 4 by 4 as well. So if you would like to incorporate these into your crafting, once again, head on down to that description box. So there I'm just burnishing it just to be sure that it is securely attached, and also there is not really that much of like the difference between the page protector it's adhered to and the flip flap itself is not, it's seamless. So you can't really see that there's two layers there, is what I'm trying to say. Now I'm working on an image that I had originally drawn on a single 4 by 6 inch piece of white cardstock, and then I ended up screwing it up when I typed my journaling. By the way, this layout is hybrid as well, if you couldn't tell already. Hybrid in that all of the work had been done on my computer in terms of the typing, the words, and some of the images, the print and cut, and the draw feature as well. So I cut that image off of the original 4 by 6 piece of paper that it was adhered to, and then attached it to this one to get around the mistake that I made. I also knew that I wanted to color in that heart as well. I used the same pen that I used to draw the heart with my Cricut to color it in. Did you know that you could use those pens for coloring? You can. I let it sit for a few minutes off to the side so that it dried, because it's a gel pen. It's not going to dry right away, and I did not want to smudge it. So I left it off to the side and started working on this insert. This insert is also from Close to My Heart. It is I think they call them Memory Plus page protector. So there are 3 pockets in it that are 4 by 6 inches. And obviously it's great to use when you have extra photos in a layout and you want to use them, but you don't want to include them on your main layout. So that's what I did here. I had a ton of pictures from this week, even though like we really didn't do a whole lot. I felt like anyways, we stuck around home quite a bit, but it was just little things that added up to one big fun adventure over this week. And really it's a lesson in looking for the small things, right? And like Ali Edwards says, just paying attention. And I really had fun putting this layout together. So I have this little heart stamp sitting on my desk. It goes with one of my Close to My Heart stamps in my stash. I don't know which one it is. And it may be one that I got rid of because I didn't use it all that much. And then the heart was just missing, and then I found it after the fact kind of thing. So anyways, I have this little heart stamp sitting on my desk, and I thought that I would utilize it in this layout. So that's what I'm doing right now, just using a variety of different ink colors from Close to My Heart. On this particular card, I am adding 3 hearts to the top of the page because there was some gaps there. And then I used another Close to My Heart stamp down at the bottom to add the behind the scenes phrase just in black ink. And then here I'm going to start adding some phrase stickers. I will go back through the layout after I'm pretty well done before I end this video and add a few more phrase stickers here and there throughout just to finish off this layout. So on the back side of this insert, I have one 4 by 6 inch journal card that I used the draw function to create essentially my own journal card, and it says explore over and over and over again. I love it. I used not Close to My Heart. I used Cricut gel pens to create the journal card. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. I really, really, really enjoyed using Cricut to put my project life layout together this week. I think I will keep on doing it. At this point, for this particular card, I felt like the phrase stickers that I had pulled out weren't really long enough for the photo that I wanted to put a phrase on. The Ellie Edwards ones are usually just 1 or 2 words, which is great, but I wanted something that was more of a phrase instead of a word. And so I went to Cocoa Vanilla, my Cocoa Vanilla stash, and pulled out the sticker sheet from one of the collections. I can't remember right now, but I will make note of it in the show notes down below. I'm not sure if it is available still. I got mine from Scrapbook Nerd. If it is available, I will link it. If not, I will link the other available Cocoa Vanilla collections in the shop right now. I think I add a couple more Cocoa Vanilla phrase stickers throughout the main part of my layout. Here, I'm testing one out over top of that little speech bubble with the heart in it. I go back to Ellie Edwards and choose a black phrase sticker and then trim it down. I could have done that with the white as well. In hindsight, maybe I should have done that, but I really like how the black turned out as well. I thought that I would pull in more black to this page, especially since right next to it, the photo is rather dark because I changed it to black and white. So I'm going to put that over top of the little heart, and then I'll put this back into the page protector. And here I am going back through this main page and just adding a few more phrase stickers here and there to complete this layout. I'm adding some phrase stickers from my stash. You'll see in just a moment here that I have not used previously. They are from the Ellie Edwards shop, but it's clearance items. So definitely feel free to go check out Ellie Edwards as well. If you don't want to subscribe to her kits, you can find additional product in the clearance and just in the shop as well to beef up your stash. So I threw a phrase sticker over top of that photo of making my kids' lunches in the mornings. And then I'm going to throw a yellow phrase sticker over top of the picture of my kids' school. And I think that pretty well brings me to the end of this layout. Something I had planned to do right from the very beginning when I printed off one of the 3x4-inch journal cards, quote unquote, that I created with my Cricut. Not the one with the watermelon, but the other one that is a checklist. I'll be getting to that in just a moment here after I get this phrase sticker put on the photo. There are little boxes that you can tick off. I take a black journaling pen and I'm going to tick off the ones that either A, we have already completed so far this spring/summer, and ones that maybe we will get to, hopefully, fingers crossed, later on this summer. Down at the bottom, there's a little line and it says date next to it. Rather than adding the date, which is a good reminder, I did add the date, never mind. It says date down at the bottom of this journal card. I'm not actually going to stamp the date. I'm going to find a phrase that is also part of my roller date stamp and just stamp the phrase instead. I forgot to clean off the ink on the far edge of the stamp, so you're going to see that I kind of fudge it up a little bit here when I do my stamping, but it is what it is. It's done now. I can't do anything about it, so I'm just going to leave it. It's real life. Here is that journal card that I come back to, I'd mentioned at the beginning of the video. I'm going to add 2 more hearts stamped next to the word the using Close to My Heart Raspberry and Saffron ink. I make sure that when I stamp with a darker color first to clean it off really well, I have a little piece of paper just to the right of my screen, it's off the screen, to stamp off a couple times just to be sure it is the true color and not really mixed up before I stamp the image in the lighter color. That's it, friends. I hope this layout inspired you. I had a lot of fun creating it and sharing it with you. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up and a like. If you want to see more Project Life layouts like this that are hybrid in nature, definitely consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to have you hang out. I will be back again soon. Take care, friends.